Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be creating this look that you're seeing here. It's pretty simple, but the special or the amazing part here is that I'm not using any brushes whatsoever for this entire makeup. Be it foundation, be it eyes, be it anything, I'm not using any sort of a brush. So I'm really glad, and the tools that I'm using are like really minimal, like whatever a little help of tools that I'm using, it's like so minimal, so you don't always need those amazing brushes or those high-end brushes to create amazing looks. And since right now I'm venturing into using my hands a lot because I'm so much stuff is here and there because of all that renovation that is going on. So I really hope you guys like this video. It is a very short and simple one, so in case you liked it, so please give it a thumbs up. I think this will be so amazing for the people who are starting out, don't own brushes, and and have never ventured into using their hands. So I just hope you guys like it, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye. Okay, so I'm gonna start, and of course I'm gonna be using a primer, and I don't have my lenses on today, so I don't know what am I doing, what am I saying. I hope everything stays in focus. But yeah, you're gonna get a real close-up of me this time because the setting, well, if I show you guys, I mean, you will be shocked that I even was able to shoot, because it's a disaster. But anyhow, let's just not get into that, and I will start with the video. First, I'm gonna prime my face. I'm gonna be using the Color Bar primer, and this is actually a silicone based primer. I actually never use a brush for primer. My face is nice and moisturized, my hands are clean. Once my face is primed, I'm gonna be going in with my Fit Me foundation. Now this is in the color warm nude beige, so I'm just gonna pat it all over my face. I'm just using my fingers to spread it across my face. I think it's been ages since I did this. Actually, some people say that it's really good to use your fingers because what fingers do is that fingers actually warm a lot of product, and it really helps melt it into your skin. So I hope that happens here. Okay, so I am through with the foundation. I'm gonna bring down some on my neck, whatever is left over. But fingers, tend to really, you save a lot of product, I guess, with fingers. Beauty Blender absorbs a lot of that product, so that's why it's looking a little thicker in the application. Next, I'm gonna go in with my concealer. So I've just went in with an NC30 concealer from MAC, and it just helps conceal the darkness under your eyes. I'm just using these tricks which I initially used when I did not have brushes, so you do not need to have expensive brushes, but you can do with the minimal whatever you have. So that's what I'm going to show you today. Next, I'm taking my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and this is a concealer which I'm taking in NC25. This is a little lighter. So what am I doing is I'm just gonna be going like this, as you can see, under my eyes. I just want to highlight this area. I'm not going to be contouring today because contouring without a brush is like super hard, but just because I'm highlighting, it's gonna uplift this area, brighten this area. You don't necessarily need to contour, so I'm just using my fingers to blend everything together. And this concealer actually works the best with fingers, I feel, because this is a really thick one, and it's a really dry one, so it's amazing for summers, and it's also amazing with fingers because fingers really warm up that product and it nicely blends through. And I'm just gonna be using a little bit on the upper lid as well. It'll just help prime my eyes and cancel out all the darkness. Next, I'm just gonna go in with brow. Now I cannot directly fill in my brows. I can't just dip it in like this. So I'm just gonna quickly fill in my brows. You could definitely use a pencil for this. So I just filled in my brows quickly because I think you guys have seen me fill in my brows so many times. Okay, so my base looks pretty snatched. I don't know how am I gonna put my blush on anyway. For the sake of this challenge, I cannot put my blush with a brush, so I will definitely have to go in with a cream blush because it's so much better. And I know it's summertime, but once I set it in with a little bit of powder, it will just look fine, so you don't need to worry. The blush that I'm going to be using is the NYX. It says it's Hot Pink Rose Fluo. So I'm just gonna I've almost hit pan on my MAC powder. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a teeny weeny amount It's so pigmented, so you don't need a lot. It actually gives a very natural flush to your cheeks, and I think it's, you know, it looks a little more natural than the powders. It really looks like you have something, you know, this flush is coming from within. Okay, now how do I set my face with powders? I just don't know. I think I'm gonna use a sponge that comes in with these like compacts. I'm actually using a sponge which came in with my Maybelline compact, and because you know you got to set your face with some powder, so obviously you got to use a setting powder, otherwise your whole face will start bleeding. Make sure that the area you set is your under eyes, because that is the most important. That tends to crease the most, and that will make your whole look, you know, really bad. So in, you know, whatever the case is, whatever you have brushes, you don't have brushes, make sure you set your under eyes. It'll move, it'll create fine lines, so don't do that. Next, I'm going in with a shadow, and I'm not using a regular shadow. I'm just gonna use this Revlon eye art that I showed you guys the other day. And I'm just gonna, I actually do not use this part, I just use the glitter part. So I'm gonna be using this part, which is a beautiful copper color. I'm gonna be placing it right on my lid and smudging it with my finger. Such a beautiful bronze color. I'm so in love. You gotta be a little quick with these, because these tend to, you know, dry out quickly. So with shadows like these, which are a little metallic and a little wet looking, you know, they really give that oomph and they really give that glamorous kind of a look. So you don't need to go in too hard. You don't need to, you know, actually work in with the brushes, create a different look. Even if you just put it all over your lid, it's just looking stunning. So next, I've picked my favorite NARS Gina blush, and I hope you guys can see it's a nice warm color. And I'm just picking up a little on my finger and putting it right in the socket of my eye. Now this is just helping you define your crease, because the liquid will not always be properly placed. So I'm just taking a little on the middle finger and I'm just putting it right in the socket. Next, I'm just going in with the regular Faces kajal, and just gonna be lining my eyes real quickly. Now taking this Zoeva liquid liner, I'm just gonna line my lid. You can also use my other favorite drugstore liner is the L'Oreal liner, and this L'Oreal super liner, you can definitely use that. I'm using a Revlon nude eye pencil, and I'm just lining the lower rim of my eye. I'm gonna be taking my favorite Wow Cosmetics mascara, and I'm just gonna put it on my top and the lower lashes. So I got a little bit of mascara on my nose, but I'm gonna wait for it to dry, and till the time I'll do my lips. So I'm just using a NYX pencil. I recently bought this Milani lip cream. These are matte lip creams, and these are like really drying. I cannot deny that these are like really drying, so it's better if you use a chapstick. And this is in the color Craze. Just using the same kajal, and I'm just gonna line my lower lash line a little. For my lower lash line, I'm actually gonna use a Q-tip since I cannot use a brush. This is really hard, and I'm just taking a little bit of that color on the same Q-tip, and I'm just gonna smudge the kajal that I just put in. I don't want the kajal to be so hard. So you can see that the black is smudged and there is a little bit of that orange hue coming in. Similarly, I'm just picking again a little bit on the other side of the Q-tip, and I'm just smudging everything. Lastly, you can go in with a little bit of highlight. I'm just gonna go in with a brand new highlight, and I'm just gonna highlight like the tops of my cheeks with my finger. I think with the fingers, the pigmentation with the highlights is the best. So I'm just gonna highlight the tops of my cheeks, a little beneath the brows. What highlighter am I using? I'm just gonna give you a demo again and show you that to you in my next video. So I just used my finger, and that was about it. So this is all for the look. It's a pretty simple look. I'm not saying it's dramatic, but you can add a lot of drama with applying false lashes. But I just do not feel like putting false lashes because this is like a really basic one. You can definitely enhance your eyelashes by using 2-3 coats of more mascara. So it's not necessary that you need to use like high-end brushes and you need to have those a lot of brushes. So it definitely helps improve your art, and it definitely helps you do things things better with more precision. But even if you don't have those, nothing can stop you from looking glam, and nothing can stop you from doing your eye makeup. I think it's just equally amazing. So I promise to come up with more better videos for you guys, but I'm just able to make these simple short videos pretty easily right now. So I hope to come up with more interesting and amazing looks, but I hope you guys like this one as well. Until we meet again, bye bye, take care. My husband renovation. Wow. In what color? Okay. I recently bought this Armani I recently bought. So I until we meet again. Oh god, somebody always has to ring the bell. So now you can see that there's a little bit of shadow of that color. God. So now you can see that the black is a little smudged, and you also have a little bit of that orange shadow. And I don't know what the fuck is this neighbor doing.